introducing Craig Caulfield.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr Cronican. I withheld a question when you said you were closing the previous one, so this seems to be the opportunity. It's my last question.
It's probably the last question.
Right.
But if you ask it quickly, we might have an opportunity to have a conversation with you outside.
Yeah, it's regarding core banking. The Reserve Bank's 8 consecutive interest rate rises have not impacted NAB customers largely at this stage. Rising food, fuel and energy prices are likely to increase hardship. This wave of rising costs eventually takes its toll. We're expecting after Christmas spending there'll probably be a drop-off in retail spending.
Yep.
I would think confidence might drop off too. The Reserve Bank pumped $200 billion at artificially low interest rates, and a lot of this was 2- and 3-year fixed loans that are starting to expire now. A cohort of NAB customers will be transitioning from 2% fixed rates to 6% variable rates. That's a 200% increase in the costs, very unprecedented in such a short time. All customers with loans are understandably anxious. Some customers might be able to draw on savings, lines of credit or tap into credit card debt, sell off a boat in the backyard, that type of thing to get their way through. This will simply delay the impacts. Combine COVID uncertainty and geopolitical tensions, then it's understandable that mental health consequences will arise. I provided evidence to the primary production lending inquiry in Roma. Depression and suicide, especially in rural areas, are a tragic consequence. NAB is the leading agricultural lender in Australia. These traumatic impacts go beyond financial hardship. This is psychological hardship. Drawing on my own experiences of CBA's behaviour, my request for financial hardship was refused. My offer to pay all arrears was refused. My request for farm debt mediation was refused. CBA lodged court orders to repossess my farm. I've been fighting back a long time. I'm saying this because it relates to the psychological damage that occurs. I know how deep this goes. I and many others have found internal dispute resolution, external dispute resolution, AFCA, are inconsistent, they're not fit for purpose, and they're costly for banks and for the shareholders. My questions are, how does NAB's systems, policies and processes address the emotional and psychological hardships beyond the financial hardships?
So thank you very much for asking that question, because for many of our customers this is a big risk issue as we enter into the new year, as you identify with cost of living pressures and interest rate rises. We encourage any customer who even thinks that they might be facing into some form of financial hardship to contact the NAB Assist area. And I want to assure you that we do not just look at this as a financial issue, but we have a range of groups that work with NAB Assist that are there very much to provide support to customers going through hardship, and that can include providing support on some of the psychological pressures that hardship does bring to bear. But I've been down, spent some time with the teams, and they really do. They draw on financial counsellors, they draw on support people, they can draw on people who can help people to get into employment, they can draw on people, some of the community groups, for example, that can provide emergency support, and draw on people who can provide psychological support to customers under stress. And often, of course, we have customers under stress who are going through difficult marital situations. It's not always just financial. So we are acutely aware, Mr Caulfield, of those issues, and I think our approach to handling customers has matured a lot over the last decade. So thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you for that awareness, and I look forward to meeting you